In this video, we're going to go over 3 systems you need to understand to succeed at Genshin Impact. I'm Ralston, your real-life Paimon. If you want more videos like this, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. If you're like me, the first system we're going over is the newest and the most important, and that's the Gacha system. Gacha, or wishes, kind of like gambling. You use in-game currency to roll the dice, and you get a random assortment of characters and weapons, depending on which banner you pull on. To get you up to speed on some gacha terminology you're going to hear in Genshin, you have your pity, which is after a set number of rolls. In this game it's 90, you're guaranteed to get a 5-star. So if you pull on the character banner and you hit your 90th pull without a 5-star, you are guaranteed to get a 5-star on that 90th pull. That brings up the 50-50, which you'll hear about on the character banner. You have a 50% chance to get a permanent 5-star, which is one that's available all the time, or to get the 5-star on the banner. Now, how do you make these wishes? Those are made with fates, and those fates you typically get from primogems if you're a free-to-play character. You get primogems from opening chests, rewarded as part of some quest, and as a reward from some commissions, which we'll talk about later. Essentially, 1600 primogems becomes a wish. You can use that wish on any of the banners to get towards your pity. One other note on the pity system, each banner has its own 90 roll pity. So if you make 40 rolls on the character banner and 50 rolls on the weapon banner for some crazy reason, you're not going to hit pity. You have to hit 90 on any banner. That's why I advise you stick with the character banner. The first system that you're going to run into that might cause you a little bit of trouble is the adventure rank system, also known as AR. So for example, you hear people say, I'm AR 52. That means their adventure rank is level 52 and they play a ton of this game. AR is the content gating system. You need to get to AR 8 to be able to do ley lines, like 12 to do commissions, 16 to play co-op. Basically, you have to raise your adventure rank so that way you can unlock all the features of the game. When you start the game, after they hold your hand for about the first 30 minutes, they dump you out of the last dungeon at AR 7 and say, we'll see you when you're AR 10. So what do? The best way to raise your adventure rank is through doing story quests. But if you're locked out of all your quests because your rank's not high enough, next best thing you can do, look in your handy dandy adventurer's handbook, represented by an open book symbol on the top right of your screen, and see if there's any activities there you can complete to get those adventure points. From there, basically every way to raise your level outside of just outright exploring is going to cost you something called Resin. And on the corner of your screen, you see a Resin total. If you haven't used it before, it's 160 out of 160. One regenerates every 8 minutes. So you're really losing if you keep it at 160 all the time. Basically, doing ley lines costs 20, doing domains costs 20, killing world bosses cost 40. You can only do a set number every day for free. The last system we want to look at is leveling. If you remember nothing else from this video, remember this. Everything gets leveled up. We already talked about adventure rank, but your character obviously has a level bar at the bottom. Your character's talents get leveled up. Your character's weapons get leveled up, and your character's artifacts get leveled up. So make sure to keep an eye out for all of those. With that said, that's a lot of leveling and a lot of different materials needed. So it's important to keep in mind that you won't have the resources to level everyone equally. You should pick 1, maybe 2 main damage dealers to keep at the highest level they could possibly be based on your adventure rank. Only level the other characters as much as you need to for them to stay helpful. Now you may be thinking, which character should I level, who's the best? And there are tier lists out there that you can look at to figure out what other people's opinion of the best characters are. But every character in this game is good, except Amber. So I suggest using the extra tickets you got from doing the ley lines from level 8 to level 10, to level each one of your characters to 30 something, close to 40, and figure out which playstyle you like the best, and then stick with that as your main character. The bonus tip that I wish I had known when I started playing is that there is a pinning system for your map. On your map, you can open it up, you can drop a pin in a location, and you can give that pin a name so that way you remember what the pin is for. Throughout the game, you're going to run into a lot of puzzles, a lot of items that you either can't get or can't figure out at that moment, and you're going to want to come back to them. So you should drop a pin on them, give it a name, and know where it is going forward, so that way when you come back, you're not wandering around aimlessly trying to find something you saw 3 times when you didn't need it. That's it for this video. If you've got any questions, be sure to ask them below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Until next time, guys, happy travels.